Hi guys, it's Naya. Wonder Project has a new show coming out called It's Not Like That, only on the Wonder Project subscription, and I just got to interview two of the creators, Ian and Kristin. So here's that conversation now, and be sure to check out their show. Congratulations on the new show. It's super, super exciting. I was hooked. I was waiting to see what would happen next. So it was
Oh, great. Thank you.
Well, speaking of the show, can you kind of tell me a little about it? Like what led you to wanting to create a drama series like this? What was the origin?
Well, I mean, this is the kind of stuff we love to write. I mean, it always has been. This is the on the Venn diagram of what Krista and I both love to write. This is where we live. This kind of hopefully universal humanistic storytelling.
Yeah, I mean, our background, parenthood is among many of our writing credits. We love a good family drama, um, messiness of life,
Mhm.
characters, emotional arcs, these kinds of things. So, when Wonder reached out to us and said they're looking to Wonder Project to for this kind of material, we said we think we have something, and we actually really developed it with them from that point on into the 8 episodes that we have that are dropping on Sundays.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And
Um,
it came from a personal place.
Yeah.
You know,
mhm.
I mean, that's the thing is we had a mutual friend from college who passed away very suddenly from cancer and left behind a family. And my wife and I had very good friends that we had made through our kids, which is its own unique kind of friendship. And our two families become very close, and then they very suddenly uh, split up. And the scene where Lori is sitting on the couch with Malcolm and it hands her the iPad with the dating app on it. It's just like, just pick a guy. I can't even. That actually happened to me. Her
Oh
friend
wow.
handed me her iPad. It was just like I just started going through and mocking these guys, making fun of them to make her feel better, and then immediately went to Kristen the next day. Like, I think we have a show. That's how it works, Naya.
Yeah. Oh no, for sure. It's always the random spark of
How do we
inspiration.
take something from someone else's life and use it for ourselves?
And our own for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
there's a lot of our own parental experiences in this piece for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and, so speaking of that specific scene, like, did it come out how you had imagined it and how you pictured it? And also, like, what were kind of your favorite scenes to work on versus see realized? If you're allowed to share, I don't know if you're allowed to share.
Oh, yeah,
Of
yeah, we're
course.
allowed to, I
I
think, without
mean,
without spoilers from episodes upcoming, but
I mean, certainly that scene was sparked by real life, and every now and then you have a moment like that. I mean, I'm joking, of course, about using other people's things, but every now and then you do, as writers, you're kind of always it's always on to some degree,
Mhm,
and you will have an experience with someone that you're like, no, I'm not going to literally recreate that scene word for word, but the idea of that interaction sparks a bigger idea, and we just thought, oh, if there was a romantic through line between these two families, conceptually there's a lot to work with there. It creates stakes, it creates conflict, and then allows us to tell the kind of stories that we love to tell, and kind of that we really honed working for Jason Katims on Parenthood and other shows, which is you are you're telling you're essentially, he would put it as, you tell as little story as possible so that the small moments feel bigger, but you're always moving story forward.
mhm,
It's always moving forward. So yeah,
I
mhm,
think my favorite scenes to write usually involve the kids and having the kids have a perspective on what their parents are going through, because it's often not what the parents really understand it to be themselves. So yeah, and there are not a lot of shows that have that perspective right now.
mhm.
So
yeah. For
Did
me,
you
I think sometimes it's the romantic comedy scenes. I just personally, because we wrote in feature films before this, and we wrote a lot of
Mhm,
romantic comedies, and so getting to see like um, Scott and Aaron perform that scene in the pilot where they're talking about, like, how did you know she wanted to, just the rom-com of that scene, the
mhm.
two of them in the coffee shop, was such a delight to watch. And of
Oh, I
course the
love
scene in the
that.
car also, they just crushed the scene in the car, which was just so
Mhm.
great. The
Yeah.
kiss.
The kissing scene. Well, I've heard you guys talk a little bit about how there aren't really shows like this on TV anymore. Why do you think that is?
That is a very good question. I will certainly say I think the world could use a little more of them right now, something that has some hopeful, heartfelt content. Uh, I don't know why.
I I
Um,
Yeah.
I I have some
you have a
thoughts.
theory? Okay, yes.
Yeah, my theory is because
Tell
here's the
us.
thing,
Yeah,
I think development executive we've actually
yeah,
set up a lot of these shows,
yeah, this is true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
and I think executives love working with them, and I think there is still a love for them, but we are now in an ecosystem, a TV landscape where everybody watches individually. Everybody watches
Mhm.
on their phone. And so because everybody's so divided up, how do you break through that and get everybody to watch something? You need something big. You need a murder. You need pterodactyls coming out of a sinkhole, whatever it is. And these are shows that don't live in that space. They're character forward and they're going to make you feel something, make you laugh, make you cry, but the story swings are not these big outlandish things. We love those kinds of shows and those kinds
Mhm.
of movies, but I think it's much harder for executives to get them over the line to be greenlit, to get made. So I think they did get developed. I think it's very, and the only reason this is happening is because of Wonder Project. So it's
Mhm.
like, if you like this show and you like shows like Parenthood or 30 something, whatever it is, go all the way back to the Waltons, please watch on Wonder Project. Please subscribe because
Yeah.
that is the only way we will get to keep making more
more,
of
yeah,
these. They champion this show because where we are, we were all in complete alignment in that our goal is for families to watch this show together on
yeah,
the
yeah.
couch.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so far so good, but that's the idea.
Yeah. Well, and is this your first project with Wonder Project?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
How's it been kinda working with them? I know that they're, I think, just 2 years old at this point. How's that been?
Amazing.
Great. Great.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Amazing, wonderfully supportive, full of sort of helpful research for us. Yeah,
And
it's been a dream.
really given us the freedom to write and create the show that we wanted to create. I mean, that's been the most there's been so supportive. And Amazon too,
Yeah,
frankly.
yeah,
Like
Mhm.
whenever they've challenged us with the notes, it's been the good kind of challenge. We're all
Oh,
rowing in the same
good.
direction.
yeah.
So it's like, "Oh, that's great. Yeah, actually that's a really good idea." So it yeah, no complaints. I mean, it's been wonderful.
Mhm.
Good, I'm glad to hear it.
Wonderful, huh?
Oh,
Wonder.
there we go. That's it. That's all that we need was that quote. Um, well, I think it's very interesting and very, very unique that you have the lead pastor be or the lead character be a pastor. What kinda
Mhm.
led to that decision? And especially with having him be the one going through, all this grief and him navigating it while also having a congregation.
We didn't think there was anything like that really on TV, frankly, and, especially getting to see sort of a pastor's family life, right? His kids, they're dealing with what's expected of them as PKs. There was a lot to us that was very interesting from a story perspective to explore with him being a faith leader, with people looking to him to always be sort of the strong center. And what happens if his life faced challenges and who does he turn to and what messiness does that look like and how does he find his way through? And, we just thought there isn't anything like it. It seems a
Mhm.
very interesting, landscape. These are, 2 families who happen to go to church every Sunday. Lots of families in this country do that. Hopefully, they see a little of themselves in it.
And Scott, read it and just that he was on the complete same page as us and saw
Yeah,
all of that as this wonderful, artistic challenge and also just was fascinated by this character and dove into his own research,
yeah,
and really brought such humanity to the role,
yeah.
which is what we always wanted. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that. It's so good. And then you guys have been working together for a while, like
Ah,
at least as far back as Life as
Look,
We Know It. Was that
yeah.
your first project
sure.
together?
Sure, let's
Uh,
say that was our first project. Sure, sure, Naya.
well,
We don't put a
in
number on
many
it,
ways, it actually was. It just from when we wrote it to when it got made was like 8 years.
yeah.
So,
Mm.
yeah,
Mhm.
we've been writing partners since college.
Yeah,
So, yeah, a long,
Wow.
yeah.
So
yeah, yeah.
how did
So,
you
like,
guys
2 years, basically.
Cheers, dude. How did you guys meet and, like, kinda decide that this is someone that I really want to keep creating with?
I believe it was outside of fraternity, Kristin, where we first met. No, I
I don't,
don't. We were in the same dorm together, Naya, okay?
Mm,
yeah,
We
mhm.
were radio, TV, film nerds at
right.
Northwestern, and we
2
just
years ago,
enjo
right?
Two
Yeah,
years ago.
exactly, just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Yeah.
couple
yeah.
years ago, and we, just loved we did projects together and
Yeah.
really enjoyed it, and then, I immediately drove out to Los Angeles, like, in 3 days because I was gonna be rich and famous immediately,
Yes,
and
yeah.
then, and then called Chris, was like, "You should come out here," and Kristen came out, and the rest is history. A very short history.
Yes. Yes, very short. Could even say a year and a half, very
Yeah.
short
Yeah,
history.
exactly.
Well, last question before we kind of close, but what do you hope audiences will take away from this series?
I mean, I hope that they will really just fall in love with these characters. I mean,
Mhm.
and the stories around them. And that's how we always, we were lucky enough to get hired to write on Parenthood, but we were in love with those characters for 4 seasons before we started
Oh,
on
yeah.
that show. We loved that show. And that is what you hope for with these shows, that you put out these stories and these two families, these characters, and that audiences like, and everybody has their own favorite, which is great, so that's my hope. I mean, is that
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah, sure. And that they'll see some of themselves reflected maybe in all this messy goodness and take some hope and heart. And we hope they laugh and cry.
Yeah. A good
and tell
mix,
their
I would
friends
say.
And
about
tell their friends about it. Yes, yeah.
Yes. Well, speaking of, the first 2 episodes of It's Not Like That are out now, only on the Wonder Project subscription on Prime Video in the US, with the episodes coming every Sunday. Ian and Kristen, thank you so much, and good luck on the show and on any future projects that you have.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much, Naya.
much.
It's so lovely meeting you and talking
You
with you.
too.
Yeah, it's a
You too.
pleasure.